Well, this is my, we've been on council for 1 month, and this is my third official meeting. And I want to begin my report this evening by wishing everyone a happy and a reflective Black History Month. Black history is made every day of our calendar year, but we take out a month each year to honor and celebrate the accomplishments, the achievements, and to document the past events and the legacy of our African American diaspora. That being said, I want to thank Ms. Tangi Warrior and the entire Black History Committee and staff who organized and executed one of the most remarkable Black history programs I've ever witnessed in the city of College Park this past Saturday. Despite all the struggles they encountered in trying to ensure the right venue and produce a quality event, they were able to pull it off. Also, I want to say a special thank you to Mrs. Jessie Phillips, who is a legend herself, for spearheading this program in 2018. When Ms. Phillips started this program, she had to pull money out of her own pocket because she didn't get any support from the city. And to see this morph into this amazing program that we just had and for her to be able to experience that in her lifetime. This program was held in conjunction with our historic inauguration of the mayor, Councilwoman Arnold, and myself. Our keynote speaker was Lieutenant Rex Willis, who has made history himself as a young man, and it was inspiring to see him, and he serves as a witness to our younger generation that nothing is impossible and that goals and dreams are attainable through focus and just doing the work. My only disappointment was that the news media was not there. The same news media that harps on everything that happens that is considered negative in our city was not present to document this positive experience of our community coming together to celebrate the good. I want to thank everyone in our local community and metropolitan area who attended this celebration, including my family who traveled from out of town to support me and to be a part of this history that has been made in College Park. Also, I want to thank all the elected officials, and I believe Tangi Warrior mentioned them in her public comments, who took time from their busy schedules to share this auspicious moment with us. I also want to take this moment to recognize the passing of Mr. John Ritt, who was an icon in College Park. He passed on January 8th. I just got the notice within the last 2 weeks. John served as the former chairman of BIDA, and even when I first became a member of BIDA, I sat with him at his house for about 3 hours and listened to him tell me story after story and try to scare the bejesus out of me for going and serving on that organization. But he equipped me, he gave me information, and I'm forever grateful, and I honor the memory of Mr. John Ritt, who's also a member of the Ward 1 community. In terms of our leadership for Ward 1, as you know, I'm a real big team player, and I don't see myself doing what I'm doing up here without the input of the community. And I have selected, and I'll say this over and over again, I am so elated about the selections of the board appointees that I have serving on city boards. And so Ms. Sakina Abernathy, she attended her first Keep College Park Beautiful meeting on January 18th. Tina Hill was at her first Planning Commission meeting on January 29th, and Karen Jeremy attended her first DMO meeting on February 1st, and we're very excited about that. In addition, we held our first Ward 1 Community Champions Strategic Planning meeting on January 27th with dozens of Ward 1 members, and they came out in inclement weather to collaborate on ways that we can create a thriving community within our ward. We were able to form 9 committees, or I call them teams, and each of these teams are, and you can go on our website, oneward1.com, to learn more about the teams that have been formed. And we're looking forward to our Ward 1 members just going forth in the community, making the difference, because it doesn't just take one of us, it takes each of us. On January 20th, I want to thank the College Park Citizens Association for appreciating myself, along with Mayor Motley Broom and Councilwoman Arnold. I was honored for being the first female and the first African American to serve in this Ward 1 seat. And it was a great honor, and I'm just thankful to the community for, that type of support and recognition. I also continued over the past 20 days, I have continued meeting with department heads, had a very good meeting today with Ms. Althea and Ed Wall, and I won't name everybody that we've met with, but it's been the meetings have been very conducive. It's helping to give me, as a new elected official, an understanding of what each of the departments are doing and what they do. And what I'm trying to make clear to the department heads when I meet with them, I know that when I'm sitting with them, I'm not the smartest person in the room. They are. They're the experts. And I'm here simply to support them and to make sure that the mission and the vision that they have for our city is accomplished. And so it was a very good meeting that we had today. Also, we did have some trees cut on Herschel and Fairway, and I want to thank the city staff for being responsive to that and getting on that. As soon as we had our last meeting on the 16th, our city staff began responding immediately to citizens' comments. I did hear some comments today, and people were concerned about why we don't respond in the meetings. But I will say this much, our city staff is on top of responding, and the answers to your comments can be found on our city website. So when you make a comment, there is going to be a response. It may take a week or so, but go back on the city site and there will be an answer. And so I want to thank the city staff for being attentive to that. We also put in some of the streets that we wanted to have repaved that were given to us by members of the community. I went driving around, but also got the input, and so we have submitted that to Dr. Emmanuel. We also addressed traffic concerns on Virginia Avenue in College. We had heard from some of our residents, and actually they were here earlier at the meeting, but there have been a lot of concerns about accidents, traffic, and crime. And so I reached out to our chief of police, who responded immediately, and I want to thank you, Chief Rogers, for your just being so efficient. And Chief was able to pull for us the different violations that had been cited in that area, crimes that have been committed. And so now we have some stats to look at to begin to address that issue. There was also mention by residents of creating a roundabout. But we found out in these last few weeks that items such as that have to be approved through the Department of Transportation. So what the city is doing, we're combining all these statistics to state the case so that we can present that to GDOT. I attended the legislative luncheon at the Capitol with our state delegation, which our mayor has mentioned already, on January 24th, and that was very enlightening, and we got to learn more about legislation, which I won't repeat what she's already said. I also attended a community meeting that was held by Ward 1 community leader, Mr. James Walker, and the Real Change Foundation to address concerns on January 25th. I want to thank all the citizens that came out. Yes, there are problems, yes, there are issues, but one of the ways that we can deal with these is come straight to the source, and I want to thank James for setting up that platform to allow elected officials to be able to speak to the community and answer questions. I attended the South Fulton Municipal Association meeting that same night. It was held at the Hateville Embassy Suites, and it was good to meet other elected officials that are out here in the trenches serving within our South Fulton corridor. I toured the FAA campus with Councilman Arnold the next day on January 26th, and that was with Mr. Wilkerson. That was a very informative tour. We learned a lot about what goes on there in that building, that facility, and the city's relationship with the FAA. So that was a very, very informative tour. I served as the guest speaker for the South Metro Democratic Women's Council. They had a retreat on the 27th, so I went straight from the Ward 1 Champions meeting to that retreat and got to share with those women, and that was a great experience. In addition, I attended the Georgia Municipal Association United Cities Summit. I was there with the mayor at the Atlanta Hilton Hotel, and that was on the weekend of the 27th, and that was really good. I attended one of the new sessions for newly elected officials. I told the mayor that a lot of the terms were sounding just like Greek to me, but I'm willing to learn. It's like I'm learning a new language here. So I'm excited about learning even more. We also had our second session with the Price Barbershop, and we want to thank all of our economic development persons, and want to thank our Miss Gloria Abdullah and her executive team, and all the persons that are coming together to form this amazing project that we're going to do where 6 West is. So that was the second session, and there will be having another one, I believe, in the month of February, March. In addition to that, I attended the Tri-Cities Mixer, which was in East Point on February 1st. And we had lots of fun, didn't we, Michelle? Michelle's back there smiling. And we had several of my colleagues were there. It was a really good time. And then this past Saturday, after the inauguration, which was fantastic, we went on to attend the Atlanta Chamber's Black Tie Reception for their New Heights. The theme was New Heights Educational Empowerment. It was a very, very wonderful meeting, wonderful get-together. I left before the dancing because there was no energy left in me to dance. I went on back and got some rest. So we did also participate in the meeting for the website overhaul, and I want to echo the sentiments that the mayor has already shared. I want to thank our media team for inviting elected officials to be a part of that decision-making process for us to give input. And I'm looking forward to the product that we are going to create with our website, making it more user-friendly and also making it where it can have greater visibility than we have at this time. Finally, as I said in my last meeting, I want to encourage our community, especially my Ward 1 constituents, to remain open-minded. I know that this is a change. When actually we normally have change, we can expect to experience change every 4 years in city government. And our city governing body has been through a change. But change is not always bad, but change can be uncomfortable. And I want to encourage my constituents to get the facts. Don't rely on hearsay. We had 2 instances on this agenda today where my community was divided, it was riled up, people's blood pressure was heightened, all because they were misinformed about agenda items for tonight's meeting. This council is not here to hurt or to inflict anything upon this city that would cause our city not to prosper. I believe that I can speak on behalf of the governing body that each of us serves so that we can create not only the city that we deserve, that we all deserve, but also that we can create communities that thrive and prosper. And so give us the opportunity to do what we do, to represent you, but also to remain open-minded, because we actually are greater than we think we are, and we're better than we're acting. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you.